This is RM471. This bus is very much the workhorse of the fleet. This bus does the majority of our weddings and our corporate jobs, and so it does many, many miles every year for us. Now, we maintain the brakes to a very high standard, but one thing we have noticed is that the brakes on this bus are starting to feel a little bit spongy. Now, the bus did pass a brake test not long ago, but we're not quite happy with that. So one thing we want to take a look at today is changing the foot brake valve. So if you want to know how to change a foot brake valve on a Routemaster, keep watching.
So, as Dave's explained, today we're changing a foot brake valve. So we've got 5 pipes to undo, which we've just made little marks on with a paint pen so we know which way they go, and 3 bolts that hold the valve on. So let's get to work.
So what is a foot brake valve? Well, put very simply, this unit has a series of valves that open and close depending on how hard you apply the brake pedal. The harder you put your foot down on the brakes, the more pressure from the accumulators passes through the foot brake valve and onto the brake cylinders on each wheel. And of course, the more pressure the brake cylinders receive, the harder the brakes go on. Can you reach it there? And there you have it. That's a foot brake valve from a Routemaster. Been on there a long time by the look of it. Hopefully when we put our recondition unit on, the brakes on this bus now will be a lot sharper. Incidentally, a couple of years ago there was a real shortage of these, and if it wasn't for the Routemaster Association getting the repair kits made, there'd be a lot of buses off the road, because when these fail, there was no parts available to replace. But we've changed that now.
So here is the Recon foot brake valve. Now, as you can see, this has got none of the fittings for the pipes on, so we need to take those off the old one that we've just removed and fit those onto the Recon unit before we put it back in the bus.
Right, with everything now on the new foot brake valve, we'll put it back on the bus, and then Tim's up in the cab ready to put the first bolt in.
That's it, round a bit. Anti-clockwise from where you were. That's it. And then push the back end up. Come up at the back then.
Last bolt going on now. Now I know I've said this before on videos, but this took a lot longer than we was expecting. Who'd have thought that 5 hoses and 3 bolts would take so long to do up? How long has this taken us, Tim?
4 hours.
Like 4 hours. Well, there you have it. That's the foot brake valve change, and the good news is it seems to be working. We're not going to know whether it's working properly until we take it out for a road test, and that's what we're going to do now. Before we do that though, Tim's just going around the bus bleeding the brakes, getting all the air out of the system. And once that's done, we're going to take it out on the road. Well, as you can see, that foot brake valve is well and truly working. We've got all 6 wheels locking up there, but of course the big test will be when we take it for a proper brake test, and that's what we're going to do before she carries passengers again. But for now, I think it's fair to say that new foot brake valve is working so much better than the old one. And that was so much fun, I think we need to go and do that again. Well, it's been a couple of hours since we did those first tests, and since then the heavens have opened. So, let's see what the brakes are like in the wet. As you can see, they're just as good. Remember, if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. From me, Alan and Tim, thanks for watching. The outtakes are on the way next. Until next time, bye-bye. And there you have it. One Routemaster. Brake. Foot brake. Fucking hell.
Foot brake valve. So here's the Recon foot brake valve, and here's the old one. So this is missing.
Well, as you can see, we got all 6 wheels locking up there, so it just goes to show that that brand new brake